Good to see everybody. The world is a better place because you are here to join us. My name is Matt Brown, and I'm the host of the Productive Conversations podcast. And it is a Tuesday, November 12th, 2024. And the election is done. We're a week out. We're now settling into what's left of Thanksgiving season, holiday season, if you're that crazy. But ultimately, we are just coasting with what's left of the fall. And there is a lot of funny things to talk about. Let's talk about what's trending in our world. Let's have a good time with the best all-star team this podcast has ever had. The compadres in Dolo Ren, Ryan, and Jose.
How's it going, everybody?
Yo, yo,
So
yo,
guys,
yo. What's going on, fellas?
I have a lot of funny stuff to talk with all of you and to entertain the audience, and let's get productive with it. And don't forget to always like and subscribe to the Productive Conversations podcast on all podcasting platforms and YouTube. And don't forget to check out exclusive content regarding the show across all social media platforms, whether it's Instagram at Productive Conversations Podcast, X at Prod Couple Pod, TikTok at Productive Conversations, and Facebook at Productive Conversations. And as always, don't forget our presenting sponsor and Magic Mind. Magic Mind always has your back, and Magic Mind is a green tea elixir shot that will enhance your life for the better. And go to magicmind.com/PCMB and use discount code PCMB20 for 48% off your first subscription, 20% off your first one-time purchase. Magic Mind, reclaim your brain. So this is a good day for us all. So let's talk about what's going on, but everything else is going good with the great Dolo, Ryan, and Ryan and Jose.
Everything's good here, yeah. It was 80 degrees again. So there you go. That's something, I
80
suppose.
degrees.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
weather doesn't make sense
Please.
anymore. I made a joke the other day saying that global warming might really be real because if it's starting to feel like a desert now where it's hot during the day and freezing at night. Who knows
Al
where this
Gore,
goes?
Al Gore just shed a single environmentally friendly tear hearing you say that. So there we are.
Shout out
Well,
my mans.
until everybody melts, let's make the most of our time here on planet Earth. So, first things first, this Saturday on Netflix, November 15th, 2024, at precisely, they don't have a time listed here, so just assume it's 8 o'clock Eastern time. We have the fight of all fights in 2024, at least. On top of UFC 310, there's also a big boxing match that is taking place out in Dallas, Texas, AT&T Stadium. You have Jake Paul, the problem child, taking on Iron Mike Tyson for bragging rights. Let's look at the tail of the tape real quick. Jake Paul, Mike Tyson. We got the problem child, El Gallo, the Rooster, Iron Mike, Kid Dynamite, the baddest man on the planet. Jake Paul hailing from Cleveland, Ohio, and Mike Tyson hailing from Catskill, New York. And the pre-fight record, Jake Paul has a 10-1 record with 7 knockouts. Mike Tyson is 50-6 with 44 knockouts. Jake Paul's 27 years old in 9 months. Mike Tyson is 58 years old in 4 months. And coming into here, Jake Paul is at 6 feet 1 inch. Mike Tyson is 5'10. Jake Paul is 225 pounds. Mike Tyson is 224 pounds. Both have an orthodox style. And the recognition here, Jake Paul is YouTube, and Mike Tyson is the former undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. So
That's right.
seriously, we've been waiting for this. This fight was supposed to happen in July, pushed back to this November 15th. And now we'll see once and for all what's going to happen here. Do we have a person who's arguably put boxing on his back, whether we like it or not, and then literally the best boxer, one of the best boxers, if not the one of 2 best boxers we've ever seen in this world. So let me say this. I just cannot wait to see what happens on Netflix on Saturday night. And I'm going to enjoy it. I obviously want Mike Tyson to win, duh. But we have 2 big boxing experts here in Jose and Dolo. How do you guys feel about this matchup? Is it going to be a big deal? Does it have all the buzz? Is it going to be a dive? Is it going to be legitimate? What's happening here between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson?
Yo, Jose, you look like you really want to say something. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
I think it's a total shit show, realistically. Um, it's gonna go to decision. I don't think both of them are gonna. I think you saw like the funny business. It's not 3 minute rounds. It's 2 minute rounds. So you already know the gloves are not what they're supposed to be. I think they're 8 ounces or some crazy number. So you already know it's leading up to a decision fight. They're not trying to knock each other out. You know, Tyson said he's going to try to knock them out. And you realistically, this is for Netflix. It's just to test out the live market.
Hmm.
That's honestly what it really is. And it's not a Jake Paul fights last what 2 fights, 3 fights hasn't pulled the same numbers as it once was. So ultimately, if you really think about it, it's a win-win for Jake Paul and Tyson because they got the money up front,
Hmm.
and Netflix got her testing the waters, especially with the WWE deal coming in the beginning of the new year. Kind of see how that goes. So it's both win-win. I mean, you're just going there just to watch pretty much two people hugging it out at the end of the day.
Yeah, like Floyd and Logan, that stupid ass wasted time. Sorry, I just wanted to throw that out there.
No, that's fair.
Dolo, your turn.
Man, I mean, yeah, Jose kind of got it on the nail. Today I was spending some time watching the Kevin McBride fight, the last fight of Tyson's actual career, not including the Roy Jones thing, and then the exhibitions he did where he was beating up on fans like back to back. I don't know if y'all remember that. He had
I
like an
do,
exhibition
actually.
thing. That thing was pretty funny. But he was super out of shape by that time. Um, like I'm gonna put away his age for a second and I'm gonna come back to it. But Kevin McBride was 6'6", uh, decent skills for nowadays he'd be like he'd give Joseph Parker like a good run for his money. Uh, but 6'6", 282 pounds, and was using a lot of jabs on the outside and working the outside and Tyson was still able to get inside and, really handle a bigger guy like that. Uh, I hate I hate that this fight is happening. And I hate that I even had to study his last fight to like come to like an opinion of this. Um Honestly, the way that Jake Paul was clinching against Tommy Fury, God, I hate that I'm giving like a real take on this, but it has to be done. Uh Jake Paul, when he was clinching, he was fighting Tommy Fury, he was clinching a lot. He was clinching nonstop. And Tommy Fury, as I'll give it to him, he's a lot younger, and comes from a decent, successful kind of boxing family, I guess you could say.
Hmm.
Uh, but yeah, Tommy Fury is no Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson was trained by Customato, even Teddy Atlas was in his corner at one point before he that's a long story. But yeah, they don't like each other anymore. For good reason, involving Teddy Atlas's daughter. But
Oof.
yeah, it's a wild story. But
Mhm.
yeah, Tyson he has a pedigree to really, finish this real quick. Once he lands on Jake Paul's chin, he's gonna wanna clinch. He's gonna want to get in close, avoid some damage. And you can't do that with Mike Tyson. But like I said, this is where I get back to the age thing. He's just at a point where any real hard connected shot could loosen something up. And the thing is, for so long, I was worried about what would happen to him in the middle of the fight. But I've come to a conclusion that I'm not really worried about Jake Paul hurting him during the fight. I'm worried about the repercussions of after the fight, even if they're like 2 minute rounds. If they are 8 ounce gloves, then I mean, that is competition. But I thought it was 16 ounce or like 12 ounce. I
Oh
thought it was,
yeah, it could be some crazy number like that.
I believe it's 16 ounce. If they're fighting with 8 ounce gloves, then Mike Tyson's gonna win. But yeah, I'm worried for Tyson's health, after this fight. Uh, because Jake Paul's gonna want to try to prove a point. I really do think he's gonna try to prove a point and come out, kind of hard swinging. He knows nobody really likes him anyway, so he has nothing to lose by trying
Who
to
do you
swing for
got
the fence.
winning?
I got Tyson winning, bro. But I don't like. I
Is that
don't
with your heart or with your head?
at this point. At this point, both. At this point, both.
Oh, you're bugging.
He is old, but like like I feel like
I
he'll
think,
be able to once Jake Paul starts trying to clinch and get close. I feel like that's
but
where Tyson's gonna be at
but
home.
that's where the 2 minute rounds come in favor. When you're talking about Tyson Fury, you're talking about 3 minute rounds. You're taking a whole minute off every round, and it's what? How many rounds is it? Not 12 rounds. It's what? 8 rounds? 10 rounds?
I believe
You ain't gonna.
9.
Yeah, even better for Jake Paul to take this. Look, Mike Tyson's last fight, even though it was 5 years ago, he was tired out by the sixth. It's either gonna be a draw. Then you could tell it was planned that way. Most likely that everybody's gonna go with that. Or Jake Paul's taking it at the end. Mike Tyson's only shot of winning is in the first 2 rounds.
By the way, this is an 8-round match. No fight.
Eight
Sorry,
rounds.
not
So
match.
8 rounds, 2 minute rounds. Jake Paul got all the stamina in the world. He'll be fine. He's gonna take it at the end. If Tyson has 2 rounds, top.
It
He's gonna be
depends.
he's gonna be explosive as hell. He's gonna jump. Tyson's first move is gonna come in there. He's gonna come in and he's gonna body punch the shit out of him. He's gonna try it. He's gonna put every ounce of power he has on that. He's gonna try to knock him out. He's
I
gonna
see
try to end it
him.
early.
I see him going low and trying to draw those punches down so
Correct.
that he can like what's that called, the peekaboo style.
Right. Yeah.
I think he's gonna try to teach Jake Paul like a old school lesson with that. But
You're
like
right.
yeah,
But 2 minute rounds. Before by the time he figures out the peekaboo does it, you're already a minute and a half in, and the round's already over. And then Jake Paul's gonna figure it out, and then keep moving. And then guess what? He's gonna tire himself trying to chase Jake Paul.
I think that's where we disagree. I don't think Jake Paul has the knowledge, the IQ to really figure out what
Do you
Tyson
not
would
think?
do.
Do you
Now
not
I
think
know
when
Tyson's gonna be a little bit slow, yeah, but Jake Paul's not
extremely
that fast.
slow?
He
He's
looked
60,
okay.
almost 60. Yeah,
He looked okay. He
don't let
looked
them
okay.
training videos come in and fool you because he's
Oh
doing
no, no,
that.
no. No, you're right. Yeah. Training is training. Sparring is
Yeah,
sparring.
that
Because
little
that could be
sparring shit.
manufactured. But
Yeah,
I liked how I liked the pace he was setting against Roy Jones.
I tell you this right. I don't give a shit if you're a boxer, you are an MMA fighter, you
Mhm.
fucking Bruce Lee. At 60 years old, you ain't touching me. And I'm just
But what if
no.
it's Mike Tyson though? He's a
I
special breed,
give
isn't he?
two shits if he's fucking Muhammad Ali.
Yo, go
This
to Mike
motherfucker
Tyson and say,
ain't
"I'll
getting
fight you
me.
right now, Mike Tyson."
He can.
Say that to his face.
I'll tell him I don't give a shit. That nigga is 60. That nigga is 2 more years from retirement home. And y'all coming at me with that. He's about to go fuck up a
All right,
20, 23,
27, yeah.
27-year-old.
all
I
right.
don't know.
So how about this? Would you think that Roy Jones Jr. right now could beat Jake Paul?
No. If you're talking about Roy Jones in his prime, you're right. Roy
Yeah,
Jones
that's no
is
question.
smart.
That's no question. Yeah.
But you also realize Roy Jones has fought a bunch of times recently and lost all of them.
Yeah, to real boxers.
Jake
finally
Paul is
Jake
pretty.
Paul's going over
Listen,
a real boxer.
even though
Greatest
Second real
boxer.
boxer.
even though
Stepping up.
it's like what? It's like his third because he fought one.
He's
and
had
did shit
several
number.
boxers
Yes,
that he's fought before.
listen,
That this is not his first actual boxing person.
Jake Paul has plenty of experience, and he has worked in the last couple of years where he has the ring timing that he can handle a 60-year-old Mike Tyson. Now, if it was a 30-something-year-old Mike Tyson before the whole going to prison, Mike Tyson all day. But 60 fucking years old, this nigga's gonna get tired out by the first 2 rounds. This nigga's already thinking nap time. He's ready to go play bridge with somebody by the time the third round hits. He's
Play
like, I'm
bridge.
done.
Any chance that he could
but-
just go for his life, like you said in those 2 rounds, it just go for a rocky moment. Just hit him in
Yo,
the right place, right
Tyson
time.
could get there quick. That's got to be the game plan. You got to go in quick and rough him up.
Yes,
Go,
Tyson,
beat
you're
him
right.
up, let him clinch you, and
Beat
then
him up.
work him.
Break
You
his
know,
neck. Beat him up.
But he's gonna have to. Tyson, the only like I said, Tyson. See, here's the problem with also Tyson. Tyson don't need the money.
Neither one of them
Tyson,
needs the money though.
no,
Yeah.
Jake Paul, but
Neither one.
Jake Paul needs it more because he wants to make this a real like Tyson
Well,
after this
right.
fight.
He needs to win more. Yeah.
He needs to win. But Tyson don't give a shit if he wins. He still got his weed and shroom company. This nigga good.
Are
He
you
good.
sure? I don't know if I believe that. Actually, I
What?
mean, not that he needs it. He obviously doesn't. He's a legend. But
Right.
I mean, as Dolo has pointed out, a lot of people in boxing still consider Jake Paul as the YouTube guy. I mean, in Matt's Tale of the Tape, that was what they said. The
No,
YouTuber.
that's literally what it says on the official
Yeah,
Taylor
as I'm
Tape
saying,
You're
Tale
right.
of the Tape.
Right.
So like you lose to Jake Paul. Now I personally, I'm with you, Jose. I think he's had enough ring time that his win would actually be pretty big for getting boxing a new genuine like draw that other people who don't currently watch boxing would follow. But
Mm-hmm.
if you're Tyson and you're the guy that Paul beats to make that character, right? That's gonna be like people are gonna look at him differently. And I get it, he's 60.
Like, you
Everyone's
think a legacy killer?
no, God, no, not Legacy Killer. But I mean, people are gonna be like, that's when it's gonna be like, well, he's 60 years old. Like all of these Tyson fans are gonna be like, well, he's old, out of shit. Like that's when all the excuses are gonna come in, and they're not excuses; they're just factual. To be honest with you, he is 60 years old. But I don't know that he wants that. I don't know that. I mean, it might happen, but I don't know that he's okay with being kind of like looked upon by the boxing community as like the doddering old man. I feel like he'd much rather win,
All
like
right.
considerable amount.
No, I hear everything you're saying, and I hear what you guys are saying. I got three things to say, and I'm gonna close it out like that. One, I want to say that I will stand on my decision. Like Matt knows I didn't want to bet on this fight, but if I were to make a bet, I
Yeah.
gotta be fair. I consider myself a pundit. I would have to go with Tyson. I'm gonna stand on it, and and to go deeper into it, number two, when I saw Jake Paul, because Tommy Fury is really the only fair one to really judge him against. Maybe Tyron Woodley was a decent one to compare him to, but the Tommy Fury one was the most fair one to compare it to what I would expect in this fight. And I'm sorry, when Tommy Fury was landing on Jake Paul, all you saw was trying to get in close, like little hooks were like tapping him and he was going all over the place. I feel like Mike Tyson would have the pedigree. And even that's the thing with old men, the strength is the last thing to go. That's why I try to run a lot nowadays, because I know I could keep as much strength as possible upstairs. But I
Would
feel like he'll
you
have the pedigree to do it. But
do you not think when you watch that time like through the whole bullshit, you didn't think Jake Paul overlooked Tommy Fury?
no, no,
Because I feel like he did.
I think Jake Paul knew exactly what he was doing. I think he knew what he was going up against.
I knew he was doing through the whole bullshit to get to the fight and get him. But I do think he overlooked him in that whole fight. I think because if you looked at Tommy Fury's record, it was realistically he fought trash bum fighters. And I think Jake
Yeah, he ain't fight
Paul
nobody.
thought, Jake Paul probably thought I can talk shit and get into mind fuck the shit out of him before the fight, and he thought he could have it in the bag. Let's
If
be like blatantly honest. If you go back and look at it, you could tell he gave two fucks about it. He thought he could mind fucking get him in the ring and knock him out real quick and just get because he's Tommy Fury's older brother or whatever it is.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Tyson Fury's brother, yeah.
Right, and he thought he'd get the pedigree off that. And he totally, if you look through it, he totally overlooked that fight, and that's why he got smoked.
See
And that's
my bad to interrupt you. I
no,
just
you good.
he'd be if that was if the people instructing him were kind of fueling that fire, he's surrounded by idiots and he's a
Oh
fucking
yeah,
fool himself.
totally. But that's why you realize that he took time before he got into. I don't see him overlooking Tyson at all.
No,
I think
he's not.
He's taking this Tyson fight and he's gonna use it for that Netflix deal. Because I know if he beats him, he's gonna get another payday from Netflix, and he's gonna be a bigger fight on
And
top of
a
that.
real one.
Yeah, I
Right.
think I'm with Jose on that. If there was any, if he hasn't taken this seriously yet, he's taking this weekend seriously. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I think that that's a safe assumption because there's a lot on the line for him this weekend, both as a professional and just monetarily. But not for nothing, I actually was gonna say Tyson when we got here, and then Matt read the tail of the tape, and obviously I'm not as well versed as you guys.
Mhm.
But I mean, Paul is bigger, younger, and like he weighs, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I'm starting to think that
He got bigger too.
Nothing
I think
yeah.
he's taller.
famous
I
Really,
don't
for.
if
think
you
he's
look at the
bigger.
tail of
No,
the
he
tape, the
gained
only
weight.
line that Tyson wins is the one that says Iron Mike Tyson versus YouTube's Jake Paul. Everything else, you take their names away. You scrub that first part and you scrub that bottom where it's like has YouTube boxing champion. You just look at everything else and you're like, all right, this is a seasoned fighter versus an inexperienced fighter. But the inexperienced fighter is significantly younger. He's bigger. He's taller. So you presume a better athlete because of all those things put together at this point. Like, yeah, the only line that I would say Mike Tyson wins on is the fact that he's Mike Tyson and this is Jake Paul. If it was two other people, this wouldn't even be a conversation. We'd be like, all right, the 29-year-old who's bigger and taller is going to beat the 60-year-old who's shorter and lighter. So I don't know. I actually might be with Jose on this one now. As much as I hate that, and I would love instead to see Jake Paul get knocked out quickly and decisively, because I don't like him that much either. But I don't know that that's what we're gonna get.
See, Jake Paul, the highest weight he's fought at was like 210 or something. Tyson's historically fought over that. Yes, he's a little
Yeah.
older. I get the argument. I really do. I
Mhm.
I just don't. I just from what I've
I
seen, I just don't think Jake Paul like he could put him out. They could put each other out, but I think Tyson would get to him first.
I'll tell you that. I'll tell you this right now. I am a betting man, and
I
I had 3 bets lined up for that one match with my parlays. But I do have one where I have Tyson 1 to 3 rounds. I do have another one where it goes to a draw, and I do have another one that uh, Jake Paul wins by decision. I don't think Jake Paul will knock him out, but I do think Jake Paul will take because of the 2 minute rounds. I think Jake Paul will win a decision. It's gonna be a draw, or Tyson somehow knocks him out in the first 3 rounds.
This
I
really
put
is
three.
Rocky Six.
Right. I put those 3 bets in and took John Jones over that, and I'm good to go.
Yeah, I won't say that. That's too bad of a parlay to add John Jones to it. But
And Bo Nichols. I can't forget Mr. Bo Nichols, even though he's minus
oh
1,000.
yeah, I think Bo Nichols said something crazy. He said he would beat Shavkat like decisively. He said he would get him out of there in the first round.
I think he'll beat him, but I don't think he'll beat him decisively.
Yeah, Bo Nichols underrated. He's a real good fighter, real good wrestler too.
Mhm.
But we'll see how this fight goes, y'all. I'm gonna stand on my decision. The third thing I wanted to say when I'm gonna end it there is I was talking in the group chat with these guys before. I do put Tyson on a pedestal. So my maybe I'm a little bit biased on it too, but that's my take. I
Fuck
think
it.
Tyson.
Have you met him?
Who?
Have you met Tyson?
No, I wish I'd go. Yo, when he was in
Mm.
Brownsville like a few months ago. Like,
Mhm.
Brownsville. Shit, that's not that can't be too far. Nah, I never met
No,
him, but I would love to though.
you like him. I met
You
him
met him?
during the Fanatics.
Oh, he was at the Fanatics
That's
event.
right. I think there's a
Oh,
picture up of that.
yeah,
Did
it
you
was
see the
at
picture?
the Jake Paul Tyson's when they did the press conference.
Oh, that's fire. That's cool,
I'm
bro.
gonna beat
Damn.
his ass.
Mhm.
Damn, that's awesome.
All
I'm trying to go
right.
to a Fanatics event too. Dang.
Mhm.
For next year. It's gonna
Facts.
be fun. Netflix Saturday, November 15th. Let's go with
What
8
time
p.m.
is
on
that
that one.
fight? Is it 8?
Maybe
It's
that's
We
when
got
don't
the
to
know
be
fights
yet,
eight
but
start.
o'clock.
8 it
They're
is.
not.
I
They're
think
not gonna
8,
go
yeah.
against UFC.
Jake Paul.
That'd be fun.
Tyson fight. What time is it? What time does it start? Ba 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 ba. Time starts. It says 8 p.m. Eastern time is when it starts. The
Oh,
prelim. 5:30. The prelim starts. 8 o'clock. The main card
Okay.
they
on
got
Netflix.
Serrano, so that's gonna be like 9, 10 o'clock.
Texas time. So that's 1 hour before
Stream
us.
East. Stream East.
I mean,
Get it for
seriously,
free.
who's gonna for a Netflix one? I mean, I guess so. So be funny. Okay, guys, but that's gonna be a fun fight. We're gonna have a lot of fun with that. We will talk about that next week. We will react to that on next Tuesday's show. All right, guys, let's talk about some things. I have a nice little realm of topics from here, all dealing with relationships and stuff like that. But first, right in this, In case you didn't know, Donald Trump won the election last week. He'll be the 47th president. We have various reactions from his victory. And in the next month and a half, or 2 months, 2 months. In the next 2 months, I'm sure we will talk about various things regarding Trump until Inauguration Day on the 20th of January. But many things to talk about that are going viral. One thing that's going viral is the 4B movement. I want to say, all of us, we are all guys who love and respect women. No doubt about it. Regarding this, the 4B movement, though. So we'll go with the official term of the 4B movement. The official term, so the 4B movement was actually originated in South Korea in the mid to late 2010s. And 4B means no. And basically, they started this movement to not date, get married, have sex, or have children with men. This is in South Korea. Now, the interest in the 4B movement obviously there was a lot more interest in the 4B movement after the re-election of Donald Trump in the 2024 presidential election. So, social media videos primarily reflecting on the idea that men who had voted against women's rights by voting for Donald Trump, that women should not engage with men, heterosexual sex, or have pregnancy that will not be respected as equals, or have full legal access to birth control or abortion. That's the official term. Now, from this, mostly people who did not vote for Trump. No. The 4B movement's definition on Twitter /X, is a liberal woman movement that is telling everyone to break up with their boyfriends, divorce their husbands, have no relations of any kind with anyone who voted Donald Trump. We have some of them cutting off their hair in TikTok live streams, abstaining from sex, and encouraging each other to get sterilized. Again, your body, your choice. You do you. And we will show one example of somebody explaining her side of the story with the 4B movement in reaction to Donald Trump getting reelected. So this is her at Patriot_nurse1. So this is her tale of the story.
All right, this is priceless. The 4B movement. These women are all over the internet talking about how they're to break up with your boyfriend, divorce your husband, no relations of any kind at all, no babies. Yeah, they'll be having no babies, all because of Trump, winning the office. And also the women in Florida are particularly losing their minds over our 6-week abortion ban. I don't know if I can say that on here, but anyways, so yeah, this is fun. They're cutting their hair on live video on TikTok. They're cutting their hair off. I mean, I've never seen such a meltdown in my entire life. Meanwhile, they say that abortion wasn't for birth control, but this proves that it was. Because why, if you were being responsible doing that, why would you abstain when you feel like you can't have even though you still can't obviously get an abortion? Like, why would you not now? That proves you were using it for birth control. Yeah, you proved the point that we were all kind of making. Yeah, you guys are disturbed, like mentally ill, disturbed, and that just leaves more conservative men for people like me, like normal women who have the same values. So,
all right, Patriot Nurse. So I thought it was a different video, but she is right. There are various people who are doing the things she is saying, and I think our conversation is trying to understand where they get these ideas. Now, of course, I understand why they are doing that, and I said right away, you do you, your body, your choice. But as I said in our election reaction, I don't think it's fair to hate somebody based on who they voted for in the history of elections. So, again, I understand where they're coming from. I just don't see the reason. I just don't understand. I understand where they're coming from, but I don't understand why they're going so far with this. Like,
do
of
want to
course,
add
like again,
something.
I do. Okay, how do I say this
Just
one more time?
quick.
I
Okay.
know. This is. I get what they're doing. Maybe I don't agree with it, but again, the point that I don't understand is the idea of not of hating somebody based on who they voted for.
Okay, so I want to, before we do the conversation, just because our dear friend Patriot Nurse has said something that I want to make clear. The reason that in Florida there's a particular backlash to this is because they did have a vote on whether or not they should overturn that 6-week abortion ban. 57% of voters said yes. They wanted to overturn it. They did not want a 6-week abortion ban. However, they changed the rules in Florida, so you need 60% of the vote in order for it to pass. So the majority of Floridians said we do not want a 6-week abortion ban, but a 6-week abortion ban remains because they only got to 57%. So the backlash in Florida, very specifically, is probably a little bit more to do with the fact that they asked everybody. Everybody's, agreed democratically. Actually, most of us think this is a bad idea. And the state of Florida said, unfortunately, bad idea or not, we're going to do it because you couldn't get 60% of the people in the state to say so. So I just wanted to add that before, I'm not even going to speak first. I want someone else to speak first, but I just wanted to give that context as to why Florida might have a specifically bad reaction. Because if you look at the election night results, it's like 57 to 40 something percent yes and no, but the no has the check mark, even though it's a smaller number, because they needed 60%. So anyway, that just wanted that context before anybody spoke.
Thank you, Ryan. Now I have queued up examples of these women participating in the 4B movement. I don't think it's necessarily because you probably saw it yourself, but a lot of people are very emotional about the re-election of Donald Trump. And again, you're all entitled to how you feel, but hating somebody because of how somebody else voted, I don't think that's fair on them.
I said I'm not speaking first, so someone else is going to have to step in.
Well, okay, so if we are trying to get the point is if this group of people, and I don't know how long this movement will be viral. I'll give them a lot of credit if it lasts the entire the entire term the entire term for Trump. But may I bring up, is this a bit over emotional? Is this quite a reaction to that? How long, how effective will it be? How many people are participating in this movement? Again, you do you. And for those pursuing romantic short-term and long-term partners, you obviously will not talk with them. But yeah, like if I just show a bunch of meltdowns, then is there a point getting across? Like, again, I understand why this is a thing. But Trump did say at a rally and during this campaign that he would not support an abortion ban. He did say that.
Yeah.
Whether you believe him or not, but he did say that.
Oh, I did. That's true.
Why hate on people who based on who they voted for?
I won't touch that. I'll say this, since it seems like everybody else is a little bit scared to speak on this. In South Korea, this did. Okay, go ahead then, Jose. I invited everyone else to speak, and then everyone's just crickets.
No offense. I just don't give a shit. It just makes me feel like there's gonna be a bunch of ugly ass women around.
I mean, I'm kind of feeling sort of the same way. It's like, why give attention to like? It's clearly kind of mentally. It's not right. Like, why give attention to it?
Why is it not right?
Their movement bigger. They're coming together to abstain sex from men over something political. That's weird. I mean, it's cool. It's cool for them, but that's not something that should be blown up. Or I don't even care to really talk. It's whatever. It's not something I would really want to blow up or give any gas to.
So in South Korea,
they wouldn't want to give any gas to anything men have going on because they hate us or whatever.
Right. So they don't. But anyway, in South Korea, this did have a problem. Actually, this is still a problem that South Korea is dealing with. Their population growth has not recovered. It's flagging well below where the rest of the world is, and the entire world, with the exception of several, countries, is flagging in or lagging rather in birth rates.
Yeah, I'm more interested in
retirement. Means retirement out the window because there's not enough workers to pay into the retirement system. So the social safety net disappearing. So the idea that this has no consequences in the short or long term is the science and the history doesn't back that up. If women really do have a committed effort not to sleep with men and not to procreate, then that will have an impact on everybody. Even if you're happily married, there will be an impact on everyone in the country if birth rates decline even further than they've already declined. So I do think it's important to look at. As to whether or not I think it's an effective strategy, I'd say no. Again, everyone, you do you. But I mean, we've heard now 3 guys on this podcast who are clearly not in favor of what you're doing. One of them just used the word.
I didn't say that, brother.
Okay,
I
one
said
of
I've just
them
asked a question.
Right, that's fine. And one of them even said, well, if we did something like this, why would they care about that? Because they hate us. This is not a working strategy. This is only going to make the views that people are currently holding deeper, the divisions deeper. So this will not fix a thing. You'll fix absolutely nothing by doing this. So if you're really just disgusted with the idea of men and you want to do this, then I suppose go ahead. Like, again, no one is stopping you. This is still a free country. You have every right to do that. But if you care at all about trying to bring this country to a place we can get past where we are, and I don't know that we will be able to do that, by the way. So this might just be wishful thinking. But I do know that if we have any hope of doing that, this is not the way forward. That being said, you know, we you have to do what you believe in. You have to stand by your beliefs. I believe your morals and your beliefs are important. I said it in the election episode, and I'll repeat it every day. I'm not going to stop speaking to someone because they voted for Donald Trump. I don't think that's particularly useful. That's particularly relevant. I will not at all tell someone not to do that. I do believe that many, if not all, of the people who voted for Donald Trump told people who were scared of losing their right to certain healthcare, right to marriage, XYZ, that those fears were not as important as the things that they were worried about. And so if you think that right to an abortion or right to marry, etc., is more important, and the people in your life disagreed, they don't think that that was important, I don't necessarily see a problem with you saying, well, then we clearly do not agree on what is or isn't important, and I'm just going to move on because I think that this is very important. So, yeah, I disagree with the whole they should not do it. I disagree with the whole or whatever. I'm not saying anyone here said they shouldn't do it. We all made it very clear your body, do whatever you want with it. But the idea that they're somehow overreacting to the election, I don't know that I necessarily agree with that take. I just do think that this reaction to the election is going to be portrayed as an overreaction, which is going to make the people who voted for Donald Trump feel vindicated in their decision to do so. Because this is the kind of, symbolic whatever that has appeared on TV news since 2012 as a way to make people with more liberal ideas look like lunatics who are out of touch with society. So you do this, you are playing into that. You're basically creating the next 17 freaking episodes of the Daily Wire podcast. And that's only going to make them more entrenched in people's lives. So I would abstain from doing this if you're considering it. But if you've already started, I get it. And honestly, I support you in doing that because I do think that you've been kind of given a raw deal. And I do think that don't cut us out. Those are crocodile tears, my opinion. So I'm not against this at all. I just think it's not helpful. And so personally, as somebody who wants to start to win some effing elections, I think that we should not do this.
I mean, that's a
Excellent
fair
passion.
take. Yeah, that's a fair take. I mean, I just don't know how big. I don't know much about this movement. Like I said, I'm more interested in the origins of it. I don't know
Yeah.
how long because it's America.
It's still
Like
technically a
it's
thing in Korea. So like Korea is still dealing with this. I don't know what started it in Korea. I don't know
Yeah,
if
I
it was
couldn't
an
find that
election.
either.
I'm not up on Korean culture enough to know, but I mean this if it ends up like Korea, this is a real problem, and it's a real problem that Korea is actually dealing with. Korea is trying to get people to come to their country, like women to come to their country to have children and like to start families in Korea. If you're a woman right now, you could probably go to Korea pretty easily
yeah,
and
Japan's
get
having a birth
citizenship.
crisis too.
Yes, and I
Japan
don't know
is
if the movement is in Japan or if that's just a different thing, but yeah, like they're at the point where they're trying to find women and get them to move to Korea on the hopes that they'll be able to keep their population growing. So if this happens here, especially with the way our social safety nets work, by we all pay in through the taxes we pay at work to fund these things, which they said they're going to get rid of that anyway, so maybe it's all a moot point. But if they don't and they keep that for social safety net, for social security, things like that, and there's not enough people paying into it, we're going to see a lot of old people die in absolute poverty fairly young, I'd say. So yeah, this is definitely not good, I would say. But right now it's just a handful of people on TikTok. So we'll have to see. But if it becomes a sustained thing, yeah, that's not going to end well for anybody. So,
Man,
Well, you're trying to tell me that South Korea is trying to get women to come
yes,
more
I'm
ways than
telling you
one.
that. Yes, that's right. Yes. South Korea needs women from other places to come in several different
Several different ways.
ways to
Yes,
try
got
and
it.
save their country. Problem with that is if we have to do that too, we're going to be running out of places that are producing kids. And with the whole immigration rhetoric of the current administration, frankly, they won't ask immigrants to come and fill that void. So
Much.
we'll see what happens. But
hey, we'll see if this goes viral again later. That's all I can say to that.
Yeah.
And good luck for those who are participating. I hope you are fulfilled.
I would like
Next.
my healthcare back in over here. By the way, Husky Healthcare, please come back because I would like my
Mhm.
healthcare back. I already lost it 2 years ago. But either way, let's talk.
Oh
go.
shoot.
Yeah.
You might get what you're hoping for. So
So
you got my support to give us back Husky Healthcare. All right, let's switch it up. Benny Blanco. No, sorry, Benny Bianco. Is it Benny Bianco or Blanco? I should know this.
Oh, it's Blanco.
I thought
Benny-
it was Blanco as
you
well.
wrote
but
Bianco. I think that was a
I wrote
typo.
that in the. I guess.
I think it's Blanco. Yeah.
Benny Blanco, the world-renowned music producer, was recently featured in People Magazine's Sexiest Man Alive issue. No, he's not the sexiest man alive. He was featured in Sexiest Man
Right.
Alive. So why don't we see this? One of his is the article. This right here is I just wanted to make sure the transistor was working. But right here, Sexiest Man Alive issue. Look at this spread. Who he is, Benny Blanco. This is what he looks like.
What is
According
he
to
made
People,
there?
according to People Magazine, this is one of the sexiest people alive right now. So you tell me if you agree or not. That's up to you. If Benny Blanco,
God damn, Ryan, he robbed you, Ryan. You should be up there then.
All I'm saying is, if this is the sexiest man alive, I'm less surprised all these women are shaving their heads and vowing, vowing celibacy. No offense to Mr. Blanco here, but I'm not so sure I'm seeing that. Now, I did say chivalry's not dead, so maybe if you meet Benny Blanco, he's a really cool hang, and he's really respectful and an attentive person, and all those things are great. And I would say that
Sure.
those are good, and that does make you more attractive to women. By the way, anyone who is interested in that, based on our last segment, being respectful does work. But just the picture of him, I'm not sure that the picture does justice. I think maybe they needed an interview, which just seems like they had. But maybe you got to read the interview before you see the picture to decide whether or not he made the cut for sexiest man alive. But we'll see.
as you see, he cooks, he hosts, he woos. Benny Blanco shares his rules of being a sexy gentleman. Chivalry's not dead. And it says here, dated Selena Gomez since 2013, 2023.
Yeah.
No airs about him. Grew up in Virginia. Always confident. 36. Blah, blah, blah. This is him. This is the sexiest man. One of the sexiest men alive here.
Why
and
does it
his
look
advice.
like he made a pizza bagel? Sorry, I can't get past that. Like, that doesn't look. It looks like he made a flatbread pizza.
Nah,
or
that almost
something.
looks like a Mexican pizza from Taco Bell.
Well, he
Right,
said one way to help attract these beautiful women in this world on the guy's side, learn how to cook. First dates should be experiences. And number 3,
I've
dress
always
with
said that.
confidence. Self-care is a must.
Right.
Look at how sexy he is.
Jeez,
Welcome
prices.
everyone in your home within reason. Treat
He
your
looks
mother
like the
like
guy
a
from the
queen.
Goonies.
Which
And,
guy from the Goonies?
Hey,
gift
you guys.
He does
Oh,
not
shit.
look like that.
Jesus
That's
Christ.
wild.
That's objectively not true.
gift giving
Jesus.
is an art. Say no to ghosting.
Ooh,
And
Jose, he called
there
you
we
out
go.
directly with that.
Wow.
Called
Benny
you out directly.
Blanco. Why don't we read some of the reactions to Benny Blanco receiving the sexiest man alive? Some
I'm
of the
sure they'll all be good.
comments that you can read here. Hey, have they lost their fucking mind? You're telling me they didn't have any other candidates?
Sure they did. But,
How much did this cost? The only sexy thing about him is his girlfriend. His girlfriend is closer to the sexiest man than this. Was literally every other man unavailable. Wow. Very mean.
Yeah, it feels like an insult to Selena Gomez more than anything. She's not the sexiest man alive. Let's not bring Selena into this, okay? Let's leave Selena
Selena is
Gomez
not.
off away.
Well, Selena fell off anyway. You see how
Fell
she
off
looks
or
now?
otherwise. Let's just leave Selena Gomez out of the conversation for sexiest man alive. Right? This is about her boyfriend Benny. Let's keep the anger directed where it belongs.
Let me just ask the big question. Does Benny Blanco belong in the sexiest man alive issue?
No.
I mean, he
Hell
seems like he's
no.
a very good boyfriend. I think you read it, right?
This is sexy man alive, not sexiest boyfriend. This is sexy
Cooking,
man alive.
caring
That's a
about
good
your
one.
I mean, it
people.
depends.
That's a good
That's
one,
all
Jose.
sexy.
You
No,
win.
you're
You win the
wrong.
take of the podcast so far with that one. He's
Oh my
right.
God.
No, he's wrong.
And one of the
He-
greatest things Jose's ever said on this pod
Thank
regarding
you.
something with
There's
former
many.
co-hosts. But he said something like, "Oh, well, we were talking about some celebrity. Would they date an ugly person who works at Home Depot? Nope."
I mean, he doesn't work at Home Depot though, so that's not. No,
Home Depot
I
wouldn't even
disagree.
hire him. That's how ugly he is.
Surprising no one. I think Jose is wrong again.
Oh my God.
I think that if you read the article, as we just skimmed through it, he clearly is a caring partner. He clearly likes to cook. He clearly dresses nice, takes care of himself.
If you're that ugly, you got to do all that because you got nothing else going for
I'm
you.
saying that even if you're not that ugly, you should do all that because that's the stuff that makes you attractive to people.
Oh,
So I'm
when
saying,
you're ugly,
yes,
of course,
sexiest
that's the
man
only thing you
alive.
have.
Well, I'm saying, so he's in it.
Hold on,
He's
hold on.
doing that. He's maxing out his attributes to be sexy. What more can you ask? He's doing things that women find sexy by being a good partner, cooking for them, respecting them. I'm not saying he's, an Adonis. The
taking
first thing
care
I
of
said
yourself,
is,
yeah.
first thing I
Self-care is
said
a
is
big
that
one.
he's not the most attractive person to ever be featured in that
Self
position.
care does not make you sexy. I take care of myself every day. I don't look at myself in the mirror and be like, "Hey, this sexy beast."
But maybe
No.
women do. You're not a
Look.
woman, so why? We're not really asking you, are we?
Well,
You know what I mean? Like,
I feel like, all right, so the whole cooking thing, like I've spent a lot of time in restaurants.
mhm.
I feel like, yeah, I mean, I've not on the first date, not even the second or third, but I have cooked for girls I've like hooked up with and messed with.
Mhm.
That's just because I like cooking and
I'm sure
like,
they appreciate it though.
and they appreciate it.
Yeah.
And it's just something I do. Like, I'm not
I
not
don't-
everyone could
I-
cook. Somebody need
I
to stay away
respect
from
that.
cook,
But that doesn't make you because you learn how to cook like fried eggs or fucking cereal. That doesn't make you sexy though.
No, I think the act of making something for your partner is the part that they like. I would argue that that's less about whether or not you can make a lot of things and more about you took the time to wake up and make something for the person that you invited over the night before because they might be hungry. You know what I mean? Like, I think that that's the bit that they would find sexy. But as I said, I'm not saying he's like conventionally, rippled abs attractive. I'm saying he's got
We
these
know
other
why
things.
they did this. They did this to have podcasts point this out and people to roast them on Twitter.
They
Because
no, they did this for one reason, because this motherfucker been bugging out, and he hasn't really been in the public eye at all. But everybody know who he was. And the minute fucking Selena Gomez gets on her like ugly fucking train and starts dating this guy, now he's popping out, and everybody's like, "Are you seriously dating this ugly motherfucker?" And now it's just being blown up. It's honestly the truth. It's
That
not
makes sense
because
to
of
me.
his music. It's because Selena Gomez is dating this ugly motherfucker.
Yeah.
And then putting it on a magazine to sell magazines by
again,
posting sexiest man alive.
I think what they're trying to do is actually similar to that, Jose. They're trying to accentuate other things that women find attractive that aren't the chiseled abs, the sharp chin or jawline.
What person who looks like that in real life gets the lady without being filthy rich or famous like him?
I mean, I would say you'd have to look.
No, you'd be surprised, bro.
That's me.
You'd be
I don't
really
look good,
surprised.
and I've managed to find
They have money,
plenty
though?
of women. No,
What'd
I
you say,
don't.
Ryan?
Not all the time,
What
bro.
did you say?
I'd be really
said-
no, but you guys are right. But the point with him, he's been a celebrity for years before this whole bullshit.
He
And
I
not
never
one
knew him
time.
before.
You
knew
never
from the
heard
show
of
Dave.
most of his music and stuff he comes out with. But my point is,
He has
never
that one
came
song
out.
I know about the East Side.
Yeah, that one was.
He's mostly a
one of his
producer,
biggest
too.
I have to
ones.
hear
Yeah,
it.
right.
I don't think I ever heard. I don't think I. Ever
Trust
heard
me,
him.
you go to his Apple, and you'll look like his top 10 is all mainstream shit.
Yeah, he's
Like you just don't know it's him, right?
Because he's a producer more than anything. But
Right.
no, I mean, Matt, to answer what I was saying, like I'm not a particularly attractive person. As flattering as Jose's
You need
suggestion,
to stop, Ryan.
as
I wanna
flattering
add
as
something.
Jose's suggestion that I be next, and I'm gonna lobby hard to be in next year's edition because I do feel like I was robbed. And now
got my
that we've
vote.
changed,
There you go.
the criteria, I do think I can make a solid run for it, and I actually am going to try. But by the old criteria, I don't fit that mold, right? Like I think they're just, but there's people like me, and not just me, people like me, people I know, people I'm friends with who have got partners and they're very happy. So I don't think that you have to look like, I don't know, Idris Elba won this one time, right? You don't have to look like that to have a girl on you. You just don't.
Definitely don't.
Honestly, I'm going to say this. If you think you need to look like Idris Elba to get somebody, that's a skill issue. That's a skill issue.
Ryan,
You're looking for fucking cheat codes or some bullshit, and that's fine. Look for what you need to look for, but it's not true. Just because you're not good at something doesn't mean the rest of us have to be like, oh yeah, no one can do it. No, everyone can do it. You just can't. So maybe you get some of the other shit ironed out. You learn how to cook those Taco Bell pizzas or whatever the fuck we're talking about, and then we'll have a better conversation. But otherwise, you're right. You gotta build up. You gotta get yourself as jacked and as ripped as possible because maybe you're a bad hang who can't cook and you're not funny. I don't know. That's what my thought is. That's where I'm at right now with my head. You know what I mean? So we'll see. But good for Benny. I'm pro Benny, and I'm gonna win next year. Gonna learn how to cook.
Support.
Heard that. Can I add something?
Sure.
Yes.
All right. I honestly really like how Ryan just went off on there. I like that a lot. I think this is actually a good opportunity to bring up something that I found out about like a week or two ago. I don't know if y'all ever heard of somebody named Nora Vincent.
Sounds familiar.
Can't say I have.
You have heard about that person. Okay.
I've
So,
I've definitely heard the
you
word
haven't.
Nora
I'm sorry.
Vincent.
I'm sorry, I misheard you. Okay. So Nora Vincent, I'd even suggest whoever these 4B people are, anyone that's a feminist, anyone that's anti-feminist, anyone that's living in America should read up on what her story and how she pretended to be a man for I think a year or something. She was already a lesbian. So and I don't know, I'm not too well versed in her whole history. I believe she was a journalist before, but
Okay.
she just wanted to she really wanted to know what was the difference between a man and a woman. And because she liked girls, what makes me different than a man. So she went out and tried it. She dressed up. She didn't get the whole sex change or nothing. She just dressed up and cosplayed and went to a workplace and basically infiltrated a man's group space. And I guess she did find a home there, and they accepted her. They kind of thought she was weird at first. They didn't know she was a girl at first.
Yeah.
But she was able to infiltrate their circle and then eventually reveal to them who she was.
That's
that
a
she was
movie
girl.
right there.
Yeah, no, it's awesome.
If it is
You
a
guys
movie,
should-
it's with Amanda Bynes, actually.
Yeah, I was
she's
just
the
thinking
man.
that.
I know literally. And then there's a dark version called Boys Don't Cry, but I'm saying
Yeah.
that's another good real version.
Yes, this
Yeah,
this
no.
specific story could be a movie
Yeah,
too. Yes.
it's an awesome thing. I mean, the stories, it has a bad ending. I won't spoil it. Her life story, I won't spoil it. But something that reminded me of this was how you guys were talking about like what makes somebody sexy.
Mhm.
For a man, it's what I love the way she put it. She said that when she would go to the strip clubs disguised as the man, uh, mind you, she's a lesbian. She liked women. She would go to the strip club and she's thinking, okay, this might be for me. You know, like this is the guy part
Right.
that I'm really gonna enjoy.
The
And
guy
turned
part.
out that she didn't enjoy it. She didn't enjoy seeing as someone that liked women. She didn't like the whole strip club scene. It wasn't for her. And then I guess that helped her click something in her mind to say that she came to a conclusion that women, when they find something sexy, it's like more of like a psychological thing. It's kind of like what Ryan was saying, you know, like if you have like no skills, you got no mouth game, you know, you can't really do anything if you're just a basic dude, then like, you know, yeah, that's
Be
gonna
slow for
that's
you.
gonna hinder you. But if you got the mouthpiece, you could be a regular jack and you could get somewhere, you know, you can get pretty far with a girl, you know, just being able to like get her to like you, making her laugh, you know, getting her to think about you. And this is not coming from a player. Believe me, I'm not a player. But yeah, that's one thing I took from that whole thing. I took a lot of other things from it too, and I feel like everyone should watch it. But yeah, she came to the conclusion that women find things sexy through their psyche, through psychological things, and men, it's just more of like a we need it. We have testosterone. It's like we go to the strip club to like fuel like a urge, a necessity. So yeah, there's a difference between
That's
what
deep.
men and women find
Well,
sexy.
yes, I
And
agree. I will say though, for anyone listening who heard that and says that doesn't describe me, doesn't mean you're not a man. I for one am not a huge fan of strip clubs. I actually think they're kind of weird, but that's neither here nor there. And I think that that's an important thing. And I have not seen anything about this Nora Vincent, but I bet you if you watch through the entire thing, you'll come to the conclusion upon meeting the men in her life that she, you know, in her group, that each of them was a fairly different individual as well. That even the men within the group, again, I'm guessing, Dolo can totally tell me if I'm totally wrong, weren't, you know, the men were not a monolith. Being a man doesn't mean one thing to everybody. It
yeah,
doesn't
no, no,
look the
I don't.
same way, right? So I'm
Yeah,
saying, in general, when we talk about sexy or not, there's different ways to do that. For some people, the way you go about doing that, the game, as you say, that you would spit, looks different. And that's just because sometimes if you try and copy someone else, you're going to look stupid. And that's true. You will. Me, I don't cook that well. If I'm cooking people things, we've missed a lot of marks. You know what I mean? Like I'm just sprinting away from the finish line at that point. So I would say that don't spend all your time wondering. Like don't copy everybody so much as just like find the overarching thing, right? What is the connective tissue on all these people? Look at all the sexiest men alive. What do they all have in common, including this one who clearly looks very different? That's the stuff that you should think about and figure out whether or not you're doing that or not. And if you're not, maybe figure out what that looks like for you instead of looking at instead of looking for a specific physical thing. Because like Dolo said, it's not all physical. Attractiveness is not all physical. It's a big part of it, but it's not all physical.
yeah, I like that.
So, as we have established, whether it's physical or whether it's with your game, and you want to shoot your shot, why don't we have a discussion and show some examples of shooting your shot and that confidence once and for all. But first, the actual idea of shooting your shot, right? Our friend, I'm 6'7", got a video sent where a girl is questioning why nobody hits on her. So even before we show the examples of shooting your shot, why don't we actually talk about the idea of shooting your shot?
I think I'm pretty cute. But nobody ever hits on me. And I go out. I go to places by myself. I'm not expecting anybody to pay my bills or pay for my dinner, but nobody ever hits on me. Look, I'm alright. Why? And don't be like, oh, don't say I'm intimidating. It's because they're intimidated, right? So
Oh, that's very easy to answer. That's because today's men and women in society are at war. You know how many videos I see a day of women talking about how they don't need men, or making these jokes, these memes about how men are worthless? And then on the flip side, you got all these, what do they call them, red pill guys, down talking women all day, every day, belittling them to the lowest of the lows. So some would say that the men are giving you exactly what you asked for. And on the flip side, when the men talk about women and how they not getting them, they getting exactly what they asked for. The moral of the story is love more, hate less. Respectfully, of course. Sensational.
I think 6'7" hits it again. First, the idea of shooting your shots is very controversial. I don't know, controversial, but it's a unique question because we're all have different ways of going about it and different views of what the world thinks is the right or wrong way to do it. So, if anything, I like what 6'7", love less, love more, stress less. Can't say the wrong thing to the right person. Be respectful, be confident. You'll be all right. And boy, that was one very attractive woman. I'm sure she will soon and hopefully get respectful shots taken at her. We'll see.
Jose giggled. What's that about? Sorry.
You thought she was attractive?
Joseph, I don't think she was ugly.
Absolutely.
find her
Hell
that
yeah.
attractive.
Hell
I
yeah.
find her
I would
attractive.
since she has let the green door open, the green light open. If I ever come across her, I would say hello.
How old
She
do you
got
think she
DMs.
was?
How old? Wait, what?
She gotta be like in her 50s.
Oh
Well,
no, she not. You bugging? She not that
well,
old.
you know
Again,
what?
look
Guess
at
what?
it again.
Guess
Run
what?
that back. Look at that photo and tell me she's not in her late 40s, early 50s.
So,
Yeah,
Bro,
so
that liquor make you look
anyways,
like 50. She could be mid-30s, bro.
Trust me, that chick is true, but she ain't worked out. She was trust.
hey Matt, you know what I'd say? She got DMs.
She
it's
definitely
not
got
that
DMs.
Go
deep.
ahead.
It's
You
They
not
know
seem
that
to
what?
be
deep.
open.
But
Go ahead, Matt. Show us.
it's not that deep. But
What do you mean?
anyways, we're focusing on the conversation, not this.
She just gave you the green light.
Oh my god, I don't even have a thing here. It's all good. We're all
Yo,
good.
shoot. Okay.
Anyways, but what he's saying though is right, not wrong. It's right.
And what
Yeah.
did he say that was right?
That there's clearly a divide on what's right and what's wrong in terms of shooting your shot. That
I
whether
didn't
it's
get that
somebody,
message from him, to be honest with you.
well, why don't more people do it? Because we all have different ideas of shooting our shots, whether it's respectful or not, or whether we are having 4B movements, or whether we're having people who follow Andrew Tate and saying talk down to it. There's different views on this, some right, some wrong, but at the end of the day, it's you shooting your shot and just being confident with it, despite the different ideas society has laid out for us on what is right and wrong about pursuing somebody you're interested or attracted to.
Yeah, I mean, I do think he's right. I just didn't get necessarily a message about that
I'm
specifically.
saying he's saying like there's different perspectives on it.
Yeah, but the idea that there's two very opposite sides of women with the men are trash memes and men with the, your body, my choice. That's been something that's been really, pissing me off going viral this week. So when you do have these two different sides and each one of them is making the other one look right. And so, yeah, I actually agree with everything he said. I think that he's 100% right. I do think you can apply it to why people don't shoot their shot because they think that they're going to be rebuffed, right? But I think what I would say to that is that's everybody. Middle school, right? Everybody was in middle school, right? The middle school dance. When the music starts and you've got all the guys on one side, all the girls on the other side, and nobody wants to actually go in the middle and dance. So you're just with your side, just standing there. No one's doing anything. The music's playing. That's where we are right now in America. And the problem is everybody is afraid to walk into the middle with someone else to dance. It's because they think they're going to be rejected. They think that someone's going to be offended or upset. But both of them are thinking that way. So at some point, if we want to fix this, we just got to say, okay, I'm going to go and I'm going to do it. Now, if you're a guy who thinks that being a dick is going to work, I mean, certainly shoot your shot. But you're going to get rebuffed because you're an asshole. If you're a woman who goes around saying, I need a man who is this, you know, they must be perfect, finance 6'5", blue eyes, you know this, the drill. You're going to get rebuffed or you're going to end up alone because you're just not going to find that guy. And that's just how it is. But most people are looking for the same thing. They're just too scared to ask for it. So go and ask for it. If you want to be with somebody, if you want to start dating, regardless of who you're looking for and who you are, just start asking. And you might get some people who say no. Don't worry about it. It's a no. Can't hurt you. You're not going to die because someone said no. You
Hey,
know?
at least I say one thing with that one though, before you just go up to somebody and say, "Hey, you want to go on a date?" In the words from American Pie, don't forget to what she say. Put a turkey baster on it before you have to preheat the oven before you put the turkey in. I know that's more sex,
Yes.
but it's the idea
Yes.
of no, you got to go somewhere. You got to grow some momentum is more important.
Yeah, don't find someone on the street and be like, "You're very attractive. I'd like to go on a date."
Yeah,
You
yeah.
should
We're not
if you see
these
someone, yeah.
annoying content
If you
creators
see
like
someone
that.
if you see someone on the street and you talk to them, you can be like, you know, hi, and you can have a conversation. And if it goes well, you can say, let's grab coffee or something. Like, I'm not
Yeah.
saying you even have to have a long, drawn out interview process with multiple videos. And I'm not saying anything like that. I'm saying just in general, though, yes. Don't find someone who has never met you and ask them out.
Yeah,
Definitely
the
at
thing
least
like
talk
Ryan
to
is
them
saying.
for a couple minutes before you do that. Good point, Matt. I wasn't making that clear. That is a good point.
But the thing is, the most important thing is just try. Just
Yes.
try. Just try.
Yes, I think you do.
Yeah,
I think you need to try.
I've seen Matt shoot a shot. He's shown me some of his attempts. I'm pretty impressed by his. Like he could teach me a few things. Because I'll be honest, like dating apps have just never worked for me. It's always just worked better like in person or like in the moment.
Mhm.
Or like if I've gotten to know someone over time. But yeah, Matt could start classes on how to shoot your shot over
Yeah,
Don't
the
take
both
any
in
classes.
person, both in person and online.
Sorry, Matt. I
That's
don't
a
want to
fact.
take away a stream of income
That's a
for
fact.
this brand, but guys, if you're paying someone to teach you how to do that,
I don't think
remember
you're
my
wrong.
skill issue
I will
comment?
off.
If
I
you're
will
gonna pay
offer
someone, then pay
any
Matt.
advice talk. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
We'll go
fine,
with that.
sure. If you're gonna do that anyway, pay Matt because he's my boy, and if you're gonna waste your money, at least I want one of my guys to get it instead. You know what I mean?
Wait.
Thank
Okay,
you,
now
thank
now
you,
I just
thank you
thought of
for the
something. I'm
kind
sorry,
words.
Ryan. I got a question for you.
All right.
Uh, just something I thought of. So you think that a man paying somebody to learn how to interact with women would be like looked down upon? You would frown upon that.
If you were paying somebody to teach you how to find a partner, yes. And I say it that way specifically because some people, some men especially, do have severe social anxiety. And let's be honest about men's healthcare in general. Nobody takes it, even, men's mental health care, I should say. Nobody takes it quite seriously.
Mm.
Men are always asked to tough it out. Men are always basically told you can't have a problem upstairs, otherwise you're soft, you're weak, etc. And so if you are really suffering from social anxiety, then you should talk to someone, but that someone should not be a pickup artist. That someone should be a therapist to work you through your social anxiety. Because if you fix that, if you get a handle on that, like clinically speaking, you'll be much better at the next part. But no, there's never a time where you should pay another person to teach you how to be a pickup artist. I personally do not see how anyone gets any good advice from doing that. And I've listened to pickup artists speak. I've listened to people who follow pickup artists talk about women. They are always, in my opinion, misogynistic. And I understand that that's a loaded phrase and whatever. And I'm, scolding. I'm not scolding. Do what you really want. But I'm saying that I don't believe it's all that successful. And honestly, we talked about that divide, right? I think a lot of the advice that you get is playing directly into that divide narrative. That divide of you got to be a predator, you've got to be a this, you got to be a killer, right? that kind of language is when you get how you get the dudes who are saying that nonsense because guess what? It didn't work. You know what I mean? Like that's the stuff that when women are like men are trash, they're talking about the dude who's like, I'm a shark and I'm gonna swim on up to the woman at the bar and I'm just gonna take a bite. Like that guy is the guy that girl is thinking about, not you, innocent whoever who's just nervous to talk to your crush. That's not who they're thinking about. When they say that shit, it's not about you. It's about the other guy. And that guy's usually a pickup artist. So yes, I do not think anyone should pay for that advice. I don't think it's particularly good, and more importantly, I think it's actually having the opposite effect writ large in making women weary of men who are trying to be, on the prowl, because that's typically the advice you get from pickup artists. But if you do have a social disorder or anxiety and talking to people is hard, you should seek help for that. You shouldn't have to just bury that down, which too often we ask men to do.
No, you have
I like
every
that.
right to, and I don't want to drag this on too long. And this isn't like I'm not trying to like I don't have any like agenda here. I think as friends we try to understand each other more.
Mhm.
Um Now, say someone has trouble getting with a girl, and you would frown upon the idea of them paying someone that might be a misogynist, which you have the right to feel,
Mhm.
because some of them are, but and maybe most of them are. Who knows? But uh, would you rather that person that's having trouble getting with a girl? Would you rather them take that money and maybe go find like a sex worker,
No,
legally,
I
or
mean, if they
illegally?
want
Like,
to.
would you
Um,
would you frown upon that?
no, I mean, again, especially if it's legally, I wouldn't frown upon it. No, but I also think with, if you're having a problem getting a girl, right? I think the first, second, and third place you should go is to your friends, to a group of guy friends to talk about it. Like, what's going on here? Like, why is this not working? Right? Guys talk about their dates. They talk about all kinds of stuff, as girls do, by the way. Girls talk more than
Women talk
guys.
way more than guys.
So like, talk to your guys. Be like, why is this not working, man? Talk to them. And now, if you're sitting here, you're thinking, Ryan, I would, but I don't have a group of guys that I can talk to like that. Okay, two things. One, you should find one, and two, if you don't have a group of guys, then you're not ready to start looking for girls. And I say that with all due respect, and I'm not trying to be a jerk about it. But if you can't convince people to just be your friend in real life, that you could talk to them about something you're going through, then you do not have yourself put together enough to look for a romantic partner.
Yeah, because you're
Like,
gonna have no groomsmen at the wedding if
well,
it
I mean,
goes
yeah,
as
yes,
it's gonna
practically, of
be
course,
it's
but
gonna look
also
crazy.
just the reality. Like, people look at that stuff. Like when a girl meets your friends, that's important because that's saying something about you. It's saying who you kind of are, but also it's showing this girl that there are people who have known you for a long time and they're still there, right? Like whatever misgivings they may have or whatever things they might be worried about, there's a group of people who know you and like talking to you and hang out with you. If you don't have that, if you don't have that group, then no girl's gonna be like. At that point, you're like, all right, they have no friends. Like, you know what I mean? It just doesn't work. It's not
Hey, there's
not that
love
it
for the
doesn't
lone
work.
samurais. There's love for the lone samurai sometimes.
I listen. Obviously, yes. There's obviously exceptions to every rule, but as a general rule, if people like you, like other people like you, it's much easier to like someone. If you got friends, you've got family, and everybody cares about you and it says nice things about you, it's much easier for other people to be like, all right, this is clearly a good dude. Look at all the people who like them.
I get what you're
And
saying.
so that's what I would say is if you have to pay someone because you have no one in your life to talk to, I think save your money for at least a little bit. First order of business is to try and find a group of guys that you vibe with, that you connect with, that you have similar hobbies, and just have some friends, have some time hanging out with your bros, learning something about one another, learning something about yourself. And I truly believe that will make you so much better at all the other stuff that you won't even consider taking that money back out of the bank to pay for a pickup artist. Truly, I believe that, or a sex worker, or whatever the scenarios were.
Cool.
Good work. Or just listen to some R&B music and get yourself in the mood.
Maybe that's cheaper than all of that. So yeah, give that a try.
Yeah.
All right. So, but so sorry. Okay. So now that we have established something here, why don't we look at a few examples of shooting your shot? And first, how about shooting your shot as a normal person? Sorry, no, not as normal. We'll actually start with the celebrity. So we're going to show an example of somebody shooting their shot as a celebrity and shooting your shot as a normal person. So let's start with shooting your shot as a celebrity, which includes the quarterback of the Texas Longhorns football team, Quinn Ewers, the starting quarterback right now. Quinn Ewers was exposed for shooting his shot by sliding in somebody's DMs. And this is what happened after scoring 5 touchdowns against Florida this past weekend. This person literally shows Quinn Ewers' business chat.
Oh, wow.
The viral check mark. He says, quote, this is Quinn Ewers, just one, please. Just a pic, not even a vid, because I want to see your pussy. And today, Audrey just won. Why? Why, though? Why can't you send one? Why, though? Just one. Fine, whatever. Booty. She responds with, okay. She sends a photo that I don't know what it is. He writes, take it off. She responds with, okay, that's all we get. And then the Snapchat says, occur Quinn.
Yeah, she sent it clearly, but.
And, well, talk about exposes somebody. Now, is this the appropriate way to speak to somebody?
I mean, appropriate has got to be subjective at that point because she sent the photos, bro. Like, she sent the photos,
and then she shows. Okay, all right.
He said
booty.
He said booty, and she sent the photo.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know the context. Quinn Ewers has not come out and explain what's going on. This is 9 million views. Some of the comments say, "Let him cook." Audrey deleted all her messages to look like he was blowing her up. That could be something.
That could be true too.
Why has this become a thing? What, since they are a college quarterback, they can't swing for the Falcon? This is funny. Why does this have to be a thing? Since just the bad grammar. What, since they are a college quarterback, they can't swing for the fences like the rest of us? Let him cook. It was sent as a photo, so it seemed to actually work.
It did seem to work, I think.
So yeah.
So
what I was, man,
as presented to us, that looked an awful lot like begging. I'm just gonna put that out there.
You're not wrong.
As presented to us, that looked a lot like down bad begging.
Even
but
for
I will
Quinn
say
Ewers,
yes,
a Texas quarterback.
I will say this though: if you look in the mirror right now, listening to us, and you don't see Quinn Ewers or something of a considerable equivalent to Quinn Ewers, I think that's like a half-court shot in basketball. That will almost never go in. That was barely even. That was a far three-pointer for a celebrity to just beg until they did it. You know what I mean? So I think that if you're a regular person, maybe don't make that the chief strategy.
Oh, God.
For getting a picture.
Not.
Maybe you try something different because I don't think that will work as well as it did for Quinn. And again, it barely worked for Quinn. That was the ratio to messages was way off. He sent like 100 and she sent like 3. So as presented. Too. Yes. Oh yeah. Yeah. The amount of letters the two of them used are insanely different. So it's a low propensity shot. That's what I'll say. But it's still a shot, as Matt said, nonetheless, and one that he did take. That's all I can say about that. Thing. It was a shot taken.
Please,
yo, that was a swinging for the fences. That was like swinging in your nightmare. Like,
yeah, exactly. That was not even the fences. Right. That was your hand is moving super slow, and there's something real scary in front of you. That's that swing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It worked, but again, I don't think it would for most people.
Man, interesting fellow right there, that Quinn Ewers.
He's gonna be an interesting professional football player, I feel like.
Yeah, if he gets there, we'll see if he gets drafted. Some say he will, some say he won't. Won't be high. Maybe
won't be high.
Third, fourth round pick.
But I think he'll get drafted, but it won't be high. You're right.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens there. Now, why don't we see somebody shooting their shot as a normal person? Obviously, this is a content creator, but let's see how they do when shooting their shot. So who's ready for this? My guy Grant Gibbs. Let's see Grant Gibbs shoot his shot.
You have very pretty eyes.
Thank you.
Do people tell you that all the time?
Yeah, sometimes.
Do you have a boyfriend?
No.
Oh my god. What are you doing after this?
Just talking with my friend. I hope it's gonna be quick because we don't have a lot of time.
Okay, so you wouldn't want to like go on a date with me?
A date with you?
Yeah.
You're straight. You don't sound straight at all.
I'm straight. Well, how can you tell I'm from America and you're from France?
Huh?
So we have different accents.
We do have an.
So how do you know what a gay accent is?
No, it's about your acting.
This is what straight people, you know, in America and New York sound like these days.
Oh. Okay.
So no date?
No.
You have very pretty eyes.
So do you do what Grant did? You just ask questions and you don't give up. Sure, you might be gay. That might be in the way.
Well, yeah, I think that the no
but
happened
for
the
Grant-
most.
the worst example ever for a normal person.
Yeah, I think that
Obviously,
the no,
it's a joke. I did that. Of course, I know. I just thought that was funny. I just thought that was funny. I
For
don't have
anyone
an
who
example of a normal person, to be honest with you. I just wanted to show that.
For
Go,
any-
Grant. You got my support, Grant.
I mean, yeah, go. I'll just. I think most of that no came on the half of the fact that she very clearly clocked that he wasn't actually interested in her. I think that was
What do you
pretty
mean?
much
This
why
is
she
what New
said
Yorkers
no.
talk now.
That's
Yeah.
right. He didn't buy that.
I can't believe you
and
said that.
He sold it hard though. He sold it hard though.
Mhm.
But she just didn't buy that, and I think that was his main problem. But I don't think the strategy is off. I think
Exactly, right?
I think that was again the player more so than the game plan that made that not work so well. But yeah, just talking to somebody I think is a fairly good way to get to know them and to try and get them to, hang out with you later, grab a cup of coffee, grab something to eat, so on and so forth. So yeah, I don't actually think that what he did was in particularly a bad idea. I think it's better than please, please, please show me something, please, 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 over and over again. But yeah, I mean, if if it's very obvious that you probably don't necessarily find the woman or women in general all that attractive, then it will probably be hard to get the date, even if you are doing a good strategy.
Good work.
That's fairly put.
What about you, Jose? Where's your head at? What strategy you think is better of the two, the Quinn or the Grant?
Either one. They're fucking desperate as fuck.
Oh, I think one of them is actually probably not even straight. So,
Yo, that
I want to
is
go
very
out
true.
to the I want to go out to the bar with Grant, see how that works.
but I am
They'll
curious.
definitely
So
get a
you
lot
think
of
that
attention.
do you think that the Quinn strategy is solid though, Jose? Please, 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 please. Pretty please.
No,
Cherry
hell
on top.
no.
Okay, I'm just curious. So where do you fall? Somewhere in the middle, but what's the middle look like?
Neither of them. Gee, they're bad, both bad.
All right, so where are you?
I ask and keep it moving. I'm not begging for no bitch. But that's just my
Heard that.
you that's so bad. Like begging once the common kind of conversation. Well, for Mr. Quarterback, I don't know how deep that kind of I can't picture him just random going to a girl, can I get a pussy pic? Like we must have a conversation or done some bullshit.
Fair enough. That's probably
Um,
true.
And holding the little fairy dust. Well, I mean,
That was inappropriate.
him being like, "Hey, let me go get. Do you want to go have dinner? Like I just met you." Like no. I'll ask a girl for a drink
Right.
or whatever, or try to bag a number, but I'm not. Just those two examples just seems way
I do agree. Like, yeah,
extreme.
there was not enough conversation in that
Mhm.
second video to warrant asking someone out on a date. You're right. That should have been like, let's grab a drink or whatever, like, or can I get your number? That's where that
Right.
conversation needed to end. He went too far. Again, I think it was probably just for the content, but went too far. Yeah, your first conversation is not going to end in a dinner date. And if it
Nope.
does, honestly, red flag. You should be nervous if your first conversation with somebody ends with a dinner date. Apart from like maybe if you're on a dating app and you've kind of got the profile set up and that's a little different. But if you meet
And
someone
true,
out in
and you think about it, you Benny Blanco the shit out of that. You're stuck paying that bill.
that's right.
And that could
Remember,
be a
if you're
shit
making it
date.
yourself, then that's you get leftovers.
Yeah.
That
Well, I
pays.
gotta use some of my groceries in my fridge on this chicken. It might go sideways. I just took a couple of hours to cook her a meal, use some of my grocery funds, and this shit went to hell.
That's true.
Well,
With the
you know,
cost of
every
eggs
relationship-
Yo,
being
fuck
what
every
they
Benny
are.
Blanco too.
Every time I cooked for a girl, it went down. I'm sorry, bro. It went down.
Down
But
in
I never did it
What do you
on a
mean
first
down? Went
date.
down and better
Down
like the day
positively
Like that,
or
like
negatively?
yeah, like I hit, like I always
Okay.
hit, like all the time. But I would never do it like on a first date.
homie, it
Never.
gets down when
I've
I
known her
take
for a
this
while.
bitch to McDonald's, still gets down.
But that's you though. That's Jose. Jose
Get
got it
her
like that.
a 10-piece nugget, a 20-piece nuggets on the McDonald's app. That's $5. You think I
Oh,
splurge?
Get a 20-piece nugget.
Now I got
That's
a
what,
two
that's what
apps
you.
for a
That's how
dollar
you
though.
see
Two
this
apple
person.
pies.
You're worth McNuggets for.
The app, bro.
Jeez.
The app.
Oh man. Now let's talk about this though. Say you are not confident. Let's just outright say you're a simp. You're simping. You want to just say whatever you think is right to make somebody attracted. So I have this great tutorial on how to get women being a simp. Thanks to the rejuvenated man back from the dead. Game is Game has given us a lesson on how to get women if you are a simp. Let's see what Game is Game has to say.
You want to be a good guy and still get women. Because what you hear is that women love the bad guys. Well, I got news for you. As popular as that might seem, that is not quite true. There are two women out there for you quote unquote good guys. Number one, it's the older woman. It's something about when a woman get up there in her mid-30s to 40s and she done had a couple of kids. That's when she want to settle down and get away from assholes like myself who won't make commitments. That's when you come in. You wipe up all them past nut stains. You take care of them kids. The other woman that's for you is a religious woman. If you really want to value a woman so much where you give up your own sense of self and independence and you don't want her to take advantage of it, you have to get you a religious woman that's deep into her faith. That is the woman for you. You might have to marry the chick before you hit it, but you chose this life. A lot of women in their prime want to live exciting and dangerous lives, and that just ain't you. So those are your two types. Go out there and you get them hoes.
I'm so happy he's not dead.
I'm a little. We did a whole like eulogy for him, and I'm a little bit. I feel like but whatever. That's fine. I'm
Nah,
glad he's
look
not
at his-
dead.
Look at his skin though. He's definitely on pills, bro. Do you see his skin? How pale he is. He's on drugs, bro. He's definitely on
Even
drugs.
if he's on drugs, he's spitting facts.
He's spitting facts. I mean, yeah, I know, yeah, but yeah. He
So,
looks
do
pretty-
we agree the only way to get a woman if you're a simp, she has to either be very much older, gone through her whole phase, or has to be really religious?
We're not quite
Amen to
sure.
that.
You can't do that with nobody else.
Nope.
Crying.
You stuck.
There's the exceptions, but no,
Jose,
I
what do
mean,
you
I
think
get what
I'm
he's
gonna
saying. I
say?
do get
Jose,
what
do
he's
you think
saying.
I'm
though.
gonna say?
Of course, Orion, you're gonna disagree. Go
I
ahead.
don't.
We
I
are
agree.
going to do a Magic Mind episode of
No.
nothing but Game is Game. I've decided now. One of the Magic Minds is going to be Game is Game, the pod. That's a
Back from the dead. Game is Game. Back from the dead. Magic Mind special extravaganza.
Oh my god, that would be great.
So here's the thing. I'm going to say with the caveat of as long as we're being hard and fast with it being about simps and simps only. If you are a true simp, like truthfully, and we're not expanding that to mean nice people. We're mean like down bad type simps, right? I actually agree with this. Now, I think that I have a more specific definition of simp than probably Jose and maybe even Mr. Game has. And so I'm sure that there's probably an area we could disagree and butt heads, have some friction for the sake of the show. But yeah, if you are really just, gooning for someone right now, that's what that's what you're looking for, then yeah, you need someone who's already gone through any other phase they've had. They're just looking for someone, or you need someone who is going to commit to one person and one person only, and you kind of got to lock into their lifestyle before you get into the other stuff, and then there you go. But yeah, again, if you're like really a simp and you just have to have somebody, like have to have somebody right now, you can't work on yourself at all. No self-reflection, just get somebody. Those are your two options. I agree.
Now, how about the regular dudes who aren't simps?
Then I think that was just a ridiculous bit of advice. If you have any sort of, again, you take care of yourself, you make yourself better, you put yourself out there, you will absolutely be able to find people who are not those two categories of people. The last bit he said about women want to live dangerously or whatever. I don't know if that's all of them. It is some of them, surely. I also though that dangerously can mean some different things. Adventurously could be easily replaced instead of dangerously. So you don't necessarily need to be, a bad guy, right? Quote unquote. You can be someone who's willing to try new things, do new things, take your girlfriend with you when you do those things and have experiences. It goes to what Benny Blanco said. One of the sexiest men alive, it's in writing. As we all know, we all agreed with that. Be a doer, have adventures. Like you could do that. I don't think dangerous was the right word. I know why he used dangerous but I think the right word is adventurous. If you're lame and doing nothing, and you have no self-improvement and no hobbies, no passions, yeah, you got to settle. But if you're willing to try new things and get better and do fun things, then you're absolutely going to be able to find somebody who's more like you.
Good work. Can't say the wrong thing to the right person. And if it ends with anything with this, right? You can always just be in a mutually beneficial relationship and have a sugar mama or a sugar daddy. Just don't be like this person if you don't want to be seen in public with them. Like this person right here. The Celtics game.
Yo,
right
look,
here.
man. This what happened when you go to the game with
Yo.
your sugar daddy. You ain't wanna be
They get
seen.
caught up.
Let's see, that's only 5 seconds. You
Yo,
can see
look,
right
man.
here.
This what happened when you go to the game
That's
with
her,
your sugar
yep.
daddy. You ain't want to be seen.
She looks
Yo,
a lot like somebody I dated. It's definitely not her. That's not her. That's not her. And that wasn't a bad thing. But
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's
that was
just-
kind of grimy of her,
right? Yo, don't ever.
that was
This
wild.
guy can't be taken seriously. And can't take that relationship seriously.
Yeah, like no, in all seriousness, if you're gonna go there, right? If you're a woman and that's your plan, I don't actually have a problem with that. Again, you do you, but you gotta then. This is for all people. If you're gonna say something, you gotta say it with your whole chest, okay? Like, if you're gonna be that person, you're gonna go for the older guy who buys you nice things, courtside tickets to the Celtics game. Then you best believe you're cheering for the Celtics when the camera pans to you and him. All right, just own that.
You gotta
You know
play
what I mean?
game.
That's
and
you.
it wasn't the guy with like a husband, like cheating on his wife or anything. It was her. That's what
No, it was
makes
her.
feel
Yeah, that's what I mean.
funnier.
Own that. If that's you, if you're looking for the guy who's gonna buy you nice things, then you better be photographed in those nice things with the guy who bought them for you. And that again, that's guys in general too. Like not just women. Like guys, if you got words, go ahead and say them with your chest. Let's not be hiding behind nonsense. Let's not hide our faces. No. If you believe something, say it out loud, sign your name to it. Women too. Everybody should do that. Everyone should speak their truth and they should own it. And they should not be ashamed if everyone thinks they're wrong or everyone thinks they're right. So, bad on her. And I hope that guy said to her, young lady, we're no longer on speaking terms because I bought you nice things and you hid your face from the world. He can do better. He can do better. I'm saying that right now. There's going to be someone who's willing to proudly receive those Celtics tickets. Proudly. He can do better. And he should.
We should.
Jose's
Good work.
shaking his head. He doesn't think he could do better. But we'll see. Time will tell.
We'll see.
Man,
All right.
I've seen
Let-
so many sugar daddies in doing security.
Oh Jesus.
I've working in buildings. I've worked at in the residentials. I've
You
worked
see them
at.
sneaking their hoes, their gumads.
Yo, it's crazy. Like I saw one old dude with like three young girls like walk into a restaurant. It was nuts. I've seen this stuff. Yeah, I mean,
A
he'll probably be
pinstripe?
alright.
I know
Wait,
he
what?
said a security
A
job.
pinstripe? Oh, I'm about to say.
Yo,
I didn't know they got down like that over there.
you
I'm
see,
about to
where I
bring-
saw
Nah,
the
not a
most times I've
pinstripe.
seen
No,
sugar
no,
daddies was on Fifth
no,
Ave.
no.
That's where
I'm
you
about
see
to
the
bring my
sugar
girl to
daddy.
pinstripe. You live in the fine things of life.
Most
That's
sugar
wild.
daddies I've seen is Fifth Ave in New York. That's where you see sugar daddies and sugar
But they
Oh,
all
yeah.
they all keep their heads held high, right? That's all I'm saying.
Jeez. Oh man. Well, if they don't care, who cares, right?
That's right.
I need a sugar mom.
So do
No,
I, to
no,
be
I
honest
don't.
with you.
You see, we all do, right?
Why don't we
That's
share
how we
one?
fix.
I'm fine with sharing. Yeah, that's fine.
I get to hit it
I'm down.
first.
You said I
You
get to
could-
hit it first.
Then-
Honestly, exclusively, I mostly just need money.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll be her talking buddy. Like, you know, like we
Yeah,
just
whatever.
cuddle. You got some bread for me? Like,
Mow
yo,
the
I need
lawn,
some money.
right? No, I mean that in a like just actually go do some yard work. I'm fine. Basically, I'll be her landscaper. Is I think what I've decided.
Oh, damn. Oh, man.
But whatever,
You can
money
be
is
our
money.
landscape. You can be our landscaper more ways.
I don't
than
mean it
one,
like
okay?
that. I mean
Oh.
actual grass outside on the ground. Jose.
yo, you know, you can also be famous too. That's another way. You could be like these guys. This is how you get famous.
You're fucking shitting me.
We bring the boom.
Oh,
Oh my god.
Are you serious?
Bring the boom.
We bring the boom.
I don't have any transition for you for that.
Honestly, if he
I
wants
just
to be
do
my
it.
sugar daddy, though, sure, why
because that's a 10 million viewed TikTok. All he did was run into the guy at the airport. All right.
As well.
So we are going to wrap this up with a new segment on the show we'll do every once in a while. It is called the Ocean Cares Diversity Affairs Clip of the Week. And you know, we're going to do 2 clips just because I'm celebrating. This is my favorite rising YouTube channel, TikToker. We have Agent Radcliffe just doing his thing and bringing us joy and cursing out our bosses for us. So who's ready for your OCDA clip of the day? Really, 2
Absolutely.
clips of the day.
I am.
So let us look at the first one, where this is called This Is Not a Plantation, where he's going to confront somebody because this is the best up-and-coming business. And for those who don't know, Ocean Care Diversity Affairs is a legitimate business where this guy, the stand-up comedian Agent Radcliffe, goes and curses out people's bosses just cuz. That's his business. If you ever want to curse out your boss, you don't have to. You hire Agent Radcliffe to do it at his crew. So let us look. Me and Ryan did a story this last week. So let's just look at another clip of him cursing somebody out.
CEO, it's your boy Agent Ratliff with Ocean Cares Diversity Affair ID number 33712. We out here at IFCO finna go in here and reprimand Mr. Goddamn Michael. See what he talking about.
Goddamn Michael.
How you doing? My name is Agent Ratliff with Ocean Cares Diversity Affairs ID number 33712. And we was coming in here looking for Mr. Michael Scott with IFCO.
How you doing?
How you doing? Agent Ratliff with Ocean Cares Diversity Affairs, ID number 33712. And you are
Scott.
Michael or Scott?
Well, it's Michael.
Michael.
Scott. I go by Scott. It's
Okay,
Michael Scott.
we got your
Michael Scott.
official information. You have an office we can speak in?
Actually, that's part of the problem is I got visitors from Europe in and they're in my office right now. But like I said, I don't have my phone or my.
This is like an interrogation room right here.
How you doing?
What's going on, man? How you doing? Agent Ratliff with Ocean Cares Diversity Affairs. Well, we make it quick and short.
Okay.
We come out here to go over complaints that were filed on the company in behalf of people work management, work performance, and we just want to get you guys side of the story.
Okay.
So we try to remain unbiased in these situations before we make a determining factor of who we want to let go or issue fines to. They're totally anonymous, but I will read them off verbatim. And like I said, we just want to hear you guys side of the story.
Absolutely.
And you are Michael, right?
I'm Scott. Now, I don't know, my name is Michael Scott, but
Michael is your government.
yeah.
Yeah, we go by the government. And you are?
Adam Lynn.
Adam Lynn. Okay, right here it says, stands on top of stairs and look down like he's looking over a plantation, makes us work mandatory Saturdays or be threatened with our job, sits in his office in the heat while we freeze. He's not active with his employees. He's racist and only put white people in better position. Sleeping with Lisa in HR. Lisa always giving people points and trying to fire someone. And it says right here, if you're not gay, then you are not moving up in position.
Okay.
Yeah, so like, what's you guys side of the
Do you
story?
have a formal document complaint or anything like that?
What people do, they file complaints on our website and we come out here and try to see what's going on inside the warehouse. So who is Lisa? Scott sleeping with Lisa. So you're Scott
Yeah,
now.
I'm Scott, yeah.
You're
And
Scott
you
now.
sleeping with Lisa?
No.
You sure?
I don't appreciate being questioned like that.
Well, this is what we have to do.
Well,
And
no,
we
but I
don't
answered
care
the
if you
question.
appreciate it or not. That's what we have to do. This is our job. And it says right here, he's racist, only put white people in position. Did you put him in position?
No.
I'm his boss. So
Oh, so you're his boss.
So the assistant general manager is a person of color.
Why are you standing down on the stairs looking over everybody like it's
I
a
walk out on the
plantation?
platform every morning when I get here,
Mhm.
5:30 or so.
Do you know the history of slavery, how it existed and how it came about?
What does that have to do with
It has to do with a lot. And that makes people feel uncomfortable.
So
There's no cotton out there.
We deal with crates.
reusable crates for the produce.
Exactly. So from here on out, I want the employees to get better jackets, better shirts. Every third Friday of the month, I want them to have pizza parties. Because this is a real company. These are real companies. You know it's a real company because I know your real name. And how I know you standing over the stairs thinking people slaves.
You need to stop with the accusations, please, sir. And be
First of all, you don't tell me how to stop and do my job.
okay. I would.
If I want to keep going, I'm going to keep going. There ain't no stopping. Can't stop, won't stop.
I would appreciate you being more professional.
See what it is. See, y'all think y'all can get in these positions and think y'all can just run over people.
We treat
But y'all don't know, y'all are part of the bottom line too. If you're not the owner of IFCO, you are part of the bottom line.
Yes, sir.
I love how
You
it
are
takes a
just as
person.
equal as everybody out there.
One of your first statements you said when you came in that you would be unbiased and listen to our side of the story. We gave them a $2 an hour raise. They didn't even ask
$2.
more than everybody else.
What's the starting base pay?
What is it, Scott?
$16.50.
I needed to be $18.50 because don't nobody want to come to work for $16.50.
We have people that come in here every week that want to work for $16.50. We're about ready to spend millions of dollars in equipment to upgrade these people, their work conditions, to allow them not to have to lift heavy items.
Time out. I don't want to hear none of that positive stuff. Who's sleeping with Lisa? Well, that's what we want to get down to. We want to get down to the nitty gritty. Somebody trying Lisa. And we're going to get to the bottom of it. These people won't lie on you.
How do you know that?
They tell us.
So you take their word over ours?
Yes, because them people don't lie. Listen, higher ups in warehouses been fucking up. They been running over the employees. Listen, HR is for the company. Here at OCDA, we are for the employees. Y'all not gonna be treating employees any kind of way no more.
You don't even know that we are.
I know. So y'all try to be in here, be all nice and cool, but when y'all get back out there on that floor, y'all back there micromanaging and treating people and being assholes. Real assholes with the hair in it.
Thank you, sir.
Yo.
And I don't want to have to come back in here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank y'all.
They handled that so much better than the people last time. Actually, I don't know who those people are, but credit where it's due. They didn't get nearly as mad as the other people. Remember that first one, Matt?
Oh,
there was
yeah.
all kinds of racial slurs flying out everywhere.
Called them,
You got people.
Yeah, that though
gotta-
at the
the tire
Hardware
store.
store.
Yeah, the
Hardware
hardware
store.
store. People in the collection, they didn't, the amount of teeth they had didn't match the number of people's that they should have had. All of them were yelling and spitting everywhere. That one was crazy. I thought he was going to get in trouble. I thought he was going to get hit, honestly, at that one. I'd have been scared that those guys had a gun, to be honest with you. But he wasn't scared. He stood him down. But this was a much more respectful meeting.
Yeah, he was in a compromising position in that room for sure.
Yeah,
Like them two guys in front of him. That could have went bad.
Right, but I'm saying, in a couple of the other videos, had he been there, that would have gone bad.
Yeah, they did handle it as best you can without being confrontation. But the best part, he goes, "This is not a plantation." And
That was
what was
crazy.
pointing to give credit to that employer, they did kind of give their side of the story.
They did,
and
yeah,
he was just like, "Stop with the positive stuff."
Yes. I mean, at
So,
that point,
so somewhat of his prank wasn't working as hard, but that's what made it funny. The comeback.
Yeah, no.
Who's Lisa?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, who's Lisa? That was probably the best save he could have had. But no, I will say he said something though, and he has to be careful if he's listening to this, and I hope he is.
Agent
said that
Ratliff.
you said Agent Ratliff. You said you were gonna issue fines. You and I both know that you cannot issue fines. However, if you say that and someone thinks you can, at that point, you've made it pretty clear that you're impersonating a government employee. And that is against the law. So be careful. Don't talk about fines. Just say we come in, we hear both sides of the story. We try to, understand what's going on, and then take appropriate action. You say take appropriate action. And that can mean anything. That can scare everybody just as much as fines can. But you start making it sound like you can actually start taking money from these people or get them in actual trouble with the government. At that point, you're impersonating a government employee, and you can pretty much kiss the stream goodbye.
Yo, would you accept if he was like, if instead of appropriate action, he'd be like, don't worry, we got something for y'all. We got something for y'all. Would you?
I mean, you could, but that would unfortunately that would destroy
threatening.
it would just destroy the whole we're both sides thing, right? The whole we're here to hear both sides. So you say that out loud, you're instantly gonna put the employer on the back foot because you basically said, I'm coming in here to read these complaints and punish you. So I do like that he's like, we're just trying to get both sides of the story. Just make sure you don't make it sound too much like you're with the government because then you're impersonating a government employee and that's a problem.
Yo, one more though, and then we'll wrap it. Just because this is my favorite YouTube channel of the year. This is my favorite content creator of the year, even more than Juliano. Because while he literally does my dream, I hope
he
to use
yells
his
at
service.
your bosses.
Yeah. So how can you not get mad? Now this is just the opposite. REI.IEU or IEU. I think I showed Ryan and Dolo the legitimate Google reviews of this place. So here's this one clip at 38 million. See it right here. 39 million views.
Oh, I do remember. Yep, you did send this one. Yep.
Did you guys see this one?
I haven't. No.
Wait, did you send that in the group? No, then maybe I saw.
No, I sent you. I sent you the Google reviews from this.
Yeah, I saw the Google reviews.
Yeah, but this is the actual clip.
Yeah.
Oh, you did.
Hey, how you doing? Agent Ratliff, OCDA Cares, Diversity Affairs, ID number. First of all, you need to lose the attitude. You're not Cal. You didn't.
He works for me.
Okay.
He's on the clock with me.
Well, this is about him,
So
and you came out here with your bravado shoulder like you're scaring somebody. We over.
Just naturally have broad shoulders, man. I work out every day.
Listen,
there ain't nothing gonna change about that.
Listen, we over you. We can let you go. That's what I just told you.
You cannot let me go. Go ahead.
I just told you
Go
we're
ahead.
here to make a determining factor who we want to.
I mean, I don't know what's happening. I have no clue what's going on. I give you an opportunity to tell me what you're here for.
We're here. No, but how you came out here? You don't come out here like you run me. This is a new generation. White people don't run nothing, and we damn sure. If we damn sure ain't scared
Get out
of you.
here. Get
Yeah,
out.
I know it's get out.
Yeah.
Goddamn
Get out.
president
I
looking
know it's
motherfucker.
I know it's get out.
That's your problem now. Y'all ain't want to hear these complaints because y'all know
No,
we finna
because you're
come
talking
on
about
to.
racism, so get your racist ass out of my building. Get out.
that was the key thing. Look, what they say? He is racist. They'll say that about you.
We'd love to speak.
Yeah, get your ass back. I'm about to punch your ass, man. You better get out my motherfucking face. What's wrong with you?
Hey,
Sir, there's no need to escalate this.
Go inside.
I'll beat your white ass in here. Fuck wrong with you? Don't ever invade my motherfucking space like that. I'm talking about call the police. We authority figure. And it's on camera right here that you invaded my space, dummy.
Thank you.
Motherfucker.
Take your racist ass somewhere
You
else.
take your racist ass
Have a
on.
nice day, guys.
I'll
We'll be
finna
in
beat your
contact.
ass. Yeah, you pat him on the back because you know he racist. Y'all trying to hide that shit. Yeah, I seen you. Yeah, you patted that nigga on the back. That's why y'all ain't want to let us in there because y'all know we gonna expose y'all. And the first complaint, what that said, you seen it, Kyle. What the first complaint about you? He is racist.
Seen it,
what
Kyle?
that said? He is racist.
Why don't you give it to him?
We was trying to go over it, but you came out here with some bullshit looking stupid as fuck. Your ass on meth. Meth, you fucking meth head.
A manager above Kyle seemingly put hands on Radcliffe.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh, so you don't give a fuck about that, but if he listen, time out. If he would have told you I put hands on him, your ass would have did something. But since the white man put hands on me, it's just simply okay.
What is with the
Yo,
stop taking your phone out. No, I'm actually mad right now because obviously this is a comedy thing, right? But that woman doesn't know that. He said they went to presumably a manager and said one of your management just shoved this guy, and she responded by saying, "Don't swear at me," and then just took her phone out to film it. Are you in charge? If so, grow the hell up and figure out what happened. I mean, don't get me wrong. When she got upstairs, they'd find out that this is all nonsense and that dude would have to run away. But at the same time, like, that's the worst management I've ever seen. A customer goes, I was assaulted. You filmed them?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Let me
Fix
see.
the problem.
Because this has gotten 39 million views over the past week. This legit company, because they put it in the background, these are the legit reviews. Let's look at this.
Oh shit!
The nice ones,
5 stars, couple 5 stars,
couple 5 stars, but
yeah.
Here we are. Would not hear real complaints that got physical with OCDA. Would not hear real complaints. Underwhelming product, poor customer service. Establishment is filled with racist leadership from top to bottom. HR manager attack. It's OSHA. OCDA.
Yeah, but that's remember what I said, Matt. That's gonna get them in trouble because OSHA's a real government agency with real oversight over working conditions, and it's obviously why he picked OCDA to be what he called his company. But if enough people start calling him OSHA, he's going to get in trouble.
He's got to be fine.
Yeah.
He's got to be fine.
Point
but this
that
person
out.
just did the wrong one with the picture of the assault.
That's funny. Yeah.
that's wild.
Beyond everything, just a reputation clearly killed. Oh man. The amount of racism I experienced was insane. This was from 2 months ago. The video was released last week.
It's a real complaint.
This is a what not here complaints. Don't waste your time from 2 months ago. Manager unprofessional. Super buggy software.
That one might be real. We don't know.
That was 2 months ago. That super
Right.
buggy
Yeah, that
software.
guy. That was actually just a problem. Turns out.
Oh my god! For however long he can ride with this before he gets too popular.
Yo, he
I'm
needs
so
a 20
excited.
v1. He needs a 20 v1. That's next for him.
What's
That's gonna
that?
pop him up. The 20 v1s when they get the 20 girls against the one guy, or they get the 20 guys for the one girl, and then they go one by one and ask questions. And
I
Yeah,
guess
how
another
about
type of video. I think I know. They've done it a lot for the election. They did a lot of things like that, right?
Oh yeah. I've seen that stuff. Yeah. With his employees.
oh my god, they need to get him on a 20 v1 immediately. That
All
would be
just
so
bosses.
great.
Yeah.
Well, I was
It's
gonna
him
say
in a
with girls,
factory
but
with all of the management.
that would be funny too. Hell yeah.
Man.
No, but that woman at the end is honestly that was the most disgusting part of that whole video. To be honest with you, because she had no reason to believe her employees over that guy. She wasn't there. She didn't see it. She didn't hear his OCDA nonsense. He just said, I was shoved by your manager, and she just took her phone out to film. Like, that's whack. Seriously, come on. You could be better than that. You don't have to believe someone
I
to be
mean,
better
serious.
than
This
that.
company
Karen
needs to
Quick Draw,
change
man.
their name. This is getting bigger and bigger. The virality. This is legit shooting their. This is gonna kill their reputation.
Yeah, no, especially if they got buggy software, you can't be both. People are willing to put up with some bad stuff if you're effective. We've learned that recently this week. But you can't have bad product and be a bad person. You got to pick a lane. You got to do one of them well.
Pick your lane. Pick your lane. I can do this all day. I appreciate. I just had a heck of a time. Hope you had as much fun as I did. Thank you so much, Dolo, Ryan, and Jose. We'll see you at the end of the week. Check out the baseball review that has been released. Check out the only other shows we have this week are football. Reflect on week 10 of the NFL and week 11 of college football, and then another tweet cap at the end of the week. All right. Don't forget our reaction to Paul and Tyson next week as well. And who knows? Probably in the next Ocean Cares Diversity Affairs viral video. We'll look at. Good stuff, guys.